Today we are going to discuss about special right triangles. And the first one that we are going to discuss is the 45-45-90 right triangle theorem. So according to this theorem, each leg is square root of 2 over 2 times the hypotenuse. So if we're going to write the formula, that would be L, meaning leg, is equal to square root of 2 over 2 times h, or hypotenuse. And then the hypotenuse is square root of 2 times h leg. So if we are going to write the formula, that would be h is equal to square root of 2 L, or hypotenuse is equal to square root of 2 times leg. Okay, if we're going to use the triangle here, triangle ABC, so we have here the right angle, which is angle A, and then yung opposite side niya, obviously, that would be the hypotenuse, which is BC. Yung katapat lagi ng 90 degrees, yun po yung ating hypotenuse. And since we have the 45-45-90, meaning to say the remaining two angles, they have the same measurement, which is 45-45. So, yung mga opposite side ng 45-45, parehas lang yun, tinatawag na leg. So, syempre, kung parehas ng sukat yung angles nila, dapat parehas din ng sukat yung legs. So, we are going to use these two formula for us to solve the following examples. So, let us use the triangle XYZ. So, kapag nakakita tayo ng ganitong symbol, ibig sabihin, parehas sila ng sukat. And in a triangle, yung sum ng buong angles nila is 180. So, kung meron na tayong 90 degrees, meaning meron na lang tayong natitirang 90 degrees para hatiin. And ang half ng 90 degrees is 45 degrees. Kaya 45 plus 45, 90, plus another 90, that is 180. Okay, so meron tayong dalawang formula. We have the L is equal to square root of 2 over 2 times H, or H is equal to square root of 2 times L. So, since sa number 1, ang nawawala is hypotenuse or H, ang gagamitin nating formula is yung formula number 2, which is H is equal to square root of 2 times L. So, kung ano yung nawawala, yun yung formula na gagamitin natin. So, which is H. And then, ang value ng ating leg is 3/4. So, isubstitute lang natin siya dun sa L. So, we have H is equal to square root of 2 times yung L, which is 3/4. And if we are going to multiply radical to fraction, we are just going to multiply the radical to the numerator. And since radicals yung isa is number, hindi pwedeng ipag-multiply yung may radical sign sa walang radical sign. So, pagdidikitin lang natin sila. So, we're going to have 3 square root of 2, and then just copy the denominator, which is 4. So, our hypotenuse is 3 square root of 2 over 4. So, number 2, we have h is equal to 2 square root of 3, and we are going to look for the measure of leg. So, since ang nawawala is L, we are going to use the first formula, which is L is equal to square root of 2 over 2 times the hypotenuse, or h. And then, substitute lang natin yung value ng h. So, yung h, palitan natin ng 2 square root of 3. And then again, multiply lang natin sa numerator. So, itong 2, copy lang natin. And then, since parehas naman silang radicals, pwede natin ipag-multiply si square root of 2 and si square root of 3. So, 2 times 3, that is square root of 6. And then, copy lang natin yung denominator, which is 2. So, over 2. And then, since pwede natin itong i-cancel, let us cancel it out. So, ang value ng L natin is square root of 6. That is the measure of our leg. Okay, number 3, we have leg is equal to square root of 5, and we are going to look for the value of h. So again, h yung nawawala, gamitin nating formula is h is equal to square root of 2 times leg. And then yung leg, palitan lang natin ulit ng given value, which is square root of 5. And then let us multiply. Bakit pwede silang i-multiply? Kasi parehas silang radicals. So 2 times 5, we're going to have h is equal to square root of 10. Last example, number 4. We have h is equal to 7 over 8, and we are going to look for the measure of L. So again, nawawala yung leg, so gamitin natin yung formula for leg, which is L is equal to square root of 2 over 2 times the hypotenuse, which is h. So substitute lang natin yung 7 over 8 dun sa h. So we're going to have 7 over 8. And then multiplication ng fractions, numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So multiply natin, square root of 2 times 7. Hindi pwedeng i-multiply kasi walang radical sign yung 7. So pagdikitin lang natin, 7 square root of 2. And then denominator to denominator, 2 times 8 over 16. And then since wala na tong simplest form, ito na yung value ng ating leg. 7 square root of 2 over 16. The next theorem that we have is the 30, 60, 90 right triangle theorem. So the first one, we have the shorter leg is 1/2 the hypotenuse, or square root of 3 over 3 times the longer leg. So if we are going to write that in formula, we are going to have S represents shorter leg is equal to 1/2 times h, or hypotenuse. Or it can be S is equal to square root of 3 over 3 times L, or the longer leg. So later on, we're going to use that formula. And then the longer leg is the square root of 3 times the shorter leg. So if we're going to write the formula, that would be L represents longer leg, and then square root of 3 times the shorter leg, which is S. So we're going to have L equals square root of 3S. And then last, the hypotenuse is twice the shorter leg. So if we're going to write that, that would be H represents hypotenuse. And when we say twice, doble. So that is 2 times S, which is shorter leg. Let us have this triangle. So let us use triangle XYZ. So we can see that we have 30, 60, 90 degrees angle. So yung tatandaan natin, yung katapat lagi ng 90 degrees, that is our hypotenuse. Yung side na opposite ng 90 degrees, that is always our hypotenuse. And then yung katapat ng 30 degrees, yung pinakamababang angle, which is 30 degrees, yun yung ating shorter leg. So that will be our S. And then yung last, yung katapat or yung opposite side lagi ng 60 degrees, that would be our L, or our longer leg. So you must remember na yung 30, opposite niya is shorter leg, 60, opposite niya longer leg, and 90, opposite niya hypotenuse. So we have here triangle ABC, and we can see that the opposite side of 30 is the shorter leg, opposite of 60 is the longer leg, and then the opposite of 90 is the hypotenuse. And on the left side of our screen, we have the 4 formulas. So let us have number 1. We have S is equal to 6, meaning our shorter leg is 6. So we need to look for the value of our longer leg and hypotenuse. So for us to solve this, since nawawala yung L or yung longer leg, we can use our formula L is equal to square root of 3 times S. Iisa lang naman yung formula sa longer leg, And since nawawala yung longer leg, yun lang yung formula na gagamitin natin. So we have square root of 3 times yung shorter leg natin, which is yung 6. Substitute lang natin. And then again, we cannot multiply radicals to a whole number. So pagdikitin lang natin sila. So our longer leg is 6 square root of 3. And then, since nawawala pa yung hypotenuse natin, we are going to solve for h. And our formula for h is equal to 2s. So, substitute lang natin ulit yung shorter leg natin, which is yung 6. So, 2 times 6, h is equal to 12. So, according sa 30, 60, 90 theorem, yung shorter leg, lagi lang siyang kalahati ng hypotenuse. So, kita natin na yung hypotenuse natin is 12. So, yung kalahati niya is 6. So, tama. Let us try to answer number 2. We have h equals 10. So, since hindi given yung shorter leg at hypotenuse ang given natin, hanapin muna natin lagi si shorter leg. Bakit? Kasi si shorter leg ay gagamitin natin sa formula ng longer leg. Hindi natin masosolve si longer leg hanggat hindi natin nasosolve si shorter leg. So, mag-start tayo kay shorter leg. Since meron tayong dalawang formula ng shorter leg, titignan natin kung ano yung ating given. Ang given natin is hypotenuse. So, nasan si letter H dun sa formula? So, nakikita natin na yung letter H ay nasa first formula. Yung H na given or yung hypotenuse na 10 ay nasa first formula. Yung first formula ang gagamitin natin. So, we're going to use S is equal to 1/2 times H. And then, substitution lang. So, we're going to have 1/2 times 10. And then multiply. So, 10 times 1, we're going to have 10 over 2. And 10 divided by 2, that would be 5. Kalahati ng 10, 5. So, that is our shorter leg. Now, we can solve for our longer leg. Kasi, meron na tayong value ng shorter leg. So, yung longer leg natin is square root of 3 times shorter leg. Nasa formula natin yung S. Kaya importante na ma-solve muna natin yung S bago natin isolve si L. So, substitute lang natin. So, we're going to have square root of 3 times yung S na nakuha natin, which is yung 5. And then, let us multiply. So, since hindi sila pwedeng ipag-multiply kasi isang radical at isang whole number, pagdikitin lang ulit natin. So, that would be 5 square root of 3. So, last example, we have leg or L is equal to 7 square root of 3. So, ang hahanapin natin is yung shorter leg and yung hypotenuse. Hindi muna natin pwedeng isolve si H kasi ang formula ng H is 2S. Since wala pa tayong value ng S, unahin muna natin isolve yung shorter leg. So, again, alin sa dalawang formula ng shorter leg ang gagamitin? So, since ang given natin ay L or longer leg, nasa ang formula yung L. So, nandito sa second formula. So, since yung letter L ay nasa second formula, yung second formula ang gagamitin natin. So, we're going to have S is equal to square root of 3 over 3 times L. Substitution. So, we're going to have square root of 3 over 3 times the longer leg, which is 7 square root of 3. And then again, sa numerator natin siya i-multiply. So, we're going to have S is equal to 7. And then 3 times 3, that is square root of 9 over 3. So, S is equal to 7. Square root of 9 is 3 over 3. And since parehas lang naman yung 3, we can cancel it out. The value of our shorter leg is 7. And since meron na tayong value ng S, pwede na nating isolve si H kasi meron na tayong value ng S. So, we're going to have 2 times yung S, which is yung sagot natin, 7. 2 times 7, that is 14. So, our hypotenuse is 14. So, that is our 30, 60, 90 right triangle theorem. I hope you understood all about the special right triangles. I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.